Hello everyone, this is Darius Young and welcome to Modeling Lucario Part 7. In this part we're going to get started modeling his face. I'm going to turn on my screencast keys display and let's get started. So before we start with this face, I'm going to make a few changes to, I'm not going to change the body, but I will start making this in fact, you know what? We'll just get started modeling the face because I think it'd be easier to make that fur afterwards. Okay. So, let's get started. So, tab into object mode here, and let's see. Okay. So, we'll select these vertices here. Probably should have been better to select faces, but it doesn't matter. Just move these up. It's about here. Then we're going to X and delete that vertice. Hit 7 on the number pad. And say G to grab. Whoops. There we go. G to grab. Make that more of a circle. See how this looks in comparison to the side view. Hit S and the Y axis. Okay. Alright, R for rotate, and then hit E for extrude on the Z axis. I'm going to extrude this up. Alright. So we have the beginning of the neck. We can hold Shift Alt and select these vertices, and this vertice. And I'm going to hit S on the X axis. Scale that in. There we go. Now I'm going to start forming the face. So first thing I'm going to do is select these two vertices here, one on the keyboard. I'm just going to hit E to extrude here, and I'm just going to hit hold Control and left click here, 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 and then I'll just go all the way around and make a loop here, here, make sure we end here, and then I'll extrude it to the center there. So we have the outline of his face. Now we can select all these vertices except for this one and these, and extrude outward. I'm going to hit Y axis just to not extrude it on the Z axis. Select these two vertices here, hit F. I'm going to keep apologizing for that flashing until I can fix it. I'm sorry. I can't fix it. It's a internal problem, so I need a new computer basically. Because it'll cost more to fix it than it would to just buy another computer. So yeah, I mean, and like in my second computer, its graphics card isn't working, so I can't use that one as of right now. So you're just gonna have to bear with me, because I don't like it any more than you do. I'm telling you, this is the single most annoying thing. But just extrude out along this edge here till you get to the tip of the nose here. Now let's not forget to angle this off. In fact, deselect that one, select this one, move it in like so, and hit G twice to move it there, and then G twice to move it here, just so that it's not such a sharp turn. Go back to 1, hit Z, select these, G to grab, smooth those that way. Now let me Alt right click, select that, hold Alt O, turn proportional editing. I'm going to rotate these around. There we go. So about right there. Gonna bring these, and we can actually move these out more. You see how the the bottom of these vertices matches the line, and see how they don't match in the front view. That's just fine. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with that later. Just focus on modeling the shapes right now. See, they won't match because they weren't drawn the exact same way. So next I'm going to select these two vertices, hit E to extrude to the center. Move these back. I'm going to extrude this vertice here, and I'm going to extrude it inward there. I'm going to select these three faces and hit F. And okay, we got our nose. Got our nose. Bring that down some, bring this down. We can find a nice medium between the two. I like that. So, now that we have that, we can grab these two vertices here and hold control and left click once, twice, hit control R, add an edge loop here, and then select these two and control or just hit E for extrude. There we go. And then we can select these two vertices and F once, F twice, and F thrice, and we have filled in those faces nicely there. Now you control R to add an edge loop, left click once, right click, select these three vertices and move these out to give it more shape. Okay. Now we have to make the top here, so I'm going to select these vertices here, hit E for extrude, R for rotate, whoops, E, there we go, R for rotate, and let's bring these in, like so, there we go, and then we can select this edge loop, so not edge loop, but edge, and select that, or vertex, hit Alt M, and well, let's not do that yet, let's hit Control R, actually, add an edge loop in here to round this out, and then I can just select these two and hit F. There we go. That just makes me feel better about it. Next, go up here, select these two vertices, G to move them up. Use the red arrow to move them closer together. I'm going to do the same thing here. E to extrude them up, E to extrude them back, E to extrude them back again, and then select these two vertices here and hit F. Oh, well, those were the wrong two vertices. Select these two and hit F. There we go. And now, select these edge loops here. Actually, Control Tab, go to Edge Select, select these edges. What is it? Comma? No. Shift, comma? No. Just change your pivot point to individual ordinals and rotate these edges there. There we go. Rotate this too. Now you Control comma, change it back to object center. And next, select this edge here, and what edge would this go best with? This edge here, hit F. No, because we gotta make this. Okay, so don't do that yet. However, we're going to go back to vertex select mode. We're going to... We're actually going to Control R, add an edge loop here, and E to extrude, E to extrude down that way. And of course, we're going to move them over. Move this vertex over. We're going to see, so let's move it over some more. It's right there. We can move this over. It's right there. So we can move this up. There we go. And we can Control R and add a vertex or edge there. Then we can select that vertex, select this vertex, hit Alt M, and at last select this vertex, hit Alt M at last. Let's look at this picture again. Face is rather a difficult task, but we can do it. Okay, select this edge here, move it in some to round that out. Select these two vertices, hit F for faces. Hit Control R, add an edge. Oh, wait, no, it's already an edge loop there. I just didn't see it. Okay. Hit Control R to add an edge loop here. These two, hit F to make a face. Okay. Then Control R to add an edge loop there. Hit Control R to add an edge loop here. And then hit Control R to add an edge loop here. Now what I'm going to do is shape these out in the shape of the eye in the front view. I'm going to do the front view first. Then I'll do the side view next. Because we got to do a lot more shaping in the front. We got to move all these vertices inward. In fact, go to your modifier stack over here and check these. Check this triangle here, and you'll see your vertices. You can edit your vertices while they're subdivided. It's gonna. I'm just right-clicking on the vertex and hitting G to move it. So there's the front. It doesn't look at the form too bad there, so that's good. Now let's work on the side. So in essence, we just have to move each vertex back to get the shape correct. Now this is what I was talking about when stuff doesn't match properly. It's gonna have to find a happy medium, something that works for you. It still, in this way, it still keeps that slanted eyebrow look while also trying to get it over in the side view as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make these faces here. So I'm going to select these two vertices here, hit F, Control R, left click once, right click, select these two vertices, hit Alt M at center, and then just select these two edges, or to select these two vertices. Whoops, I hit Alt A. There we go. Select these two vertices and hit F. Oh, okay. Select these two vertices and hit F. There we go. Now we're going to hit Control Tab and go to Face Select Mode. Select these 4 faces there. Then hit E for Extrude one time, and then E to Extrude another time. There we go. Then E to Extrude one more time. Why did we do that? Well, I will tell you. Because we are going to do something in the next part of modeling the head. Right now we're just going to get the shape of everything, and then we'll get to what we're going to do. So next we have to patch up this hole here. So hit Control Tab, go to the vertex mode, and we can move these vertices inward. There we go. Whoop, there we go. And now we can select these two and these two, hit F. We can select these two and hit F. Hit Control R here. Now we can make that a face. Yeah. So select that, select these two, hit F, make that a face. That way it goes around the loop like that. Select these two, hit F, and then select that one, hit X, and delete edge loops, and then select these two and hit F. Alright, so we patched up that hole. Now we just have to make the head a bit more round, so just hit G to grab, start rounding the head out a little bit more. Let's take these, in fact, let's select all of these here, hit G twice to move them out, edge slide. So that's a bit more round. There we go. Do the same thing up here. Just rounding these out. And okay, we're looking good. Okay, that is awesome. Alright, so next we are going to get to working on this mouth. So let's grab these 3, hit E for extrude, select these 2, hit F, select these 2, hit F. Let's bring these inward. Okay, there we go. Let's bring that inward. Now, there are a couple of ways we could do this, because you see in the image it has a image of his like skeleton or skeletal structure, and his mouth isn't really shaped like a dog's in the sense that it's not, you know, 2 distinct flaps. It's more like a human mouth, and so it will not just be prepared for it not to look like it does on the side view, but it'll still look nice regardless. So what we're going to do is we're going to extrude down with these two, extrude this way, and then we're going to select these two, hit F. So we're first going to close it up, and then we're going to open it back up. Hit Control R, in fact, hit Control R here. We'll make 1, that's good. And you can hit Control R in here, and then select that edge loop and get rid of it. Bring this up, bring this down. Okay. Now select these two here, hit F to make a face, select these, hit F, 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 and then hit Control R to left click once, to left click again, select these two edges, hit Alt M at center, hit Z, Select these two vertices, Alt M, at center. There we go. Now let's finish shaping this mouth properly so that we can create it properly. In fact, let's hit Shift Space so that we can have more room to model here. It's getting a bit crowded, if I do say so myself. And now, there we go, there we go, there we go. Smooth them down, smooth them down, smooth them down, smooth them down. Move this up. Okay. We have to change some of the topology here. So, let's see. We have to make the least drastic change possible without changing the way our mesh looks, because this topology flow here is good for the materials that we're going to add later on, but if I change it like I want to change it, that may change to being bad topology. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit Control R here. And before we get started, I just want to smooth these out because I can feel like it's getting a bit dense in here because of all the edge loops. So I'm going to move these up, move these up, and move these up. There we go. It's a bit better. So now we have more to work with, and let's see. So if I change that, then we'll change that. Alright, this is going to be perfect. Okay, so first, select this vertex, hit X, and delete vertices. Select these two, hit Alt M, and merge at center. So now this edge flows this way, which is what we wanted. Now we just have to fill this back in, which isn't difficult. Just hit Control R there. Actually, should be able to hit F and F. There we go. Now this goes around this way, this goes around this way, but this is still preserved. This is what I was talking about here. This is still preserved. That was my main concern, and now it still is. So, why did you do that, Darius? I'm about to show you. So now we're going to manipulate these a little bit there. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be perfect. I don't think I made the mouth the first time I modeled this. Change it to face select mode. We're going to select these faces here. And now we're going to hit E for extrude and right click. We're going to turn off proportional editing, S to scale. And that's cool. And then we're going to E for extrude again. We're going to extrude in this time. Let's hit Z. Whoops. Okay, let's hit Z. See where we are. Now, let's go to hit 5 on the number pad to go into perspective view so that we can see inside the mesh, because we want to move these faces out to be more organized. There we go. Now, hit 5 again, hit Z, hit S on the Z axis, and then E to extrude one more time, and then we are good. That's good. Here, now, hit Control Tab and go to vertex mode. We're going to close this mouth up. So let's get to doing that, and they're going to meet at that point there. So just keep closing it up. Keep closing it up. Just select the vertices that you see in the mouth and start to move them. There we go. I'm going to apologize again. I'm so sorry for this stupid flashing, but the only way to fix it is for me to get a new laptop. I don't have that kind of money right now, so I'm, waiting until I do. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me. However, I will still do my best to bring you character modeling content, because I still haven't seen anyone else do this stuff. So I will continue to help you guys as much as I can. You just have to bear with me. And we have closed the mouth in the front view. Now let's close it in the side view. So we have to select these and move these out. Also these two. There we go. Let's select these, this, and this. Why not? Move these up. Hit G to move the whole thing up. Move this vertex out. And we'll just move these in. And okay. That's Lucario's mouth. We can probably make that less protruded out there. Let's see what I do if I Q. Oh. Okay. Just gonna have to make that as ambiguous as possible. Okay, there we go. So, that is Lucario's mouth. This tutorial will be a lengthy one, because the last one was only 5 minutes, so yeah. I'm just getting the basic structure of his face done first. So I'm going to get started. Actually, I'm going to fill this in and I'm going to call it a day. So, let's continue. We're almost done with this tutorial. Let's hit E to extrude back here, R to rotate, and let's move this red indicator over there. Set Shift S, cursor center, R, Control R, left click once, right click. I'm gonna use the green arrow to move it out. Use the red arrow to move it out there, and there we go. Let's see. That looks horrible. Let's try to fix that. That looks less horrible. Now, select this here, hit F, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, perfect. Select these two, hit F. Oh, that couldn't have worked out even. That couldn't have worked out better. All right, now. Let's move these up. Oh, that changes the topology though. So let's move these back. You gotta compromise when you're too lazy to do texture painting. So you have to make sure the topology matches where the actual textures on the character go. So you have to be careful with that. If I ever get really good at texture painting, I'll start including it in my tutorials. But as of now, no. Yeah. Sorry, if that's what you were expecting. But let me hit F on that so that now I can just make edge loops here. So just need 3 edge loops. So Control R, use scroll wheel once, twice. There we go. Now we have 3. Now we can select these here. Hit F, F, F. And oh, we've run into a problem. So we've only needed 2. X delete the edge loops here, and then hit F again. There we go. That is perfect. Now the back of his head is a little flat, but it's flat in the picture, so yeah, it's like that in the picture. So we're good. Okay, so we should be good, but I'm just gonna change that just because I am nitpicky, as most of you who've been subscribed to me long enough know. And there we go. But I feel like his cheeks are too wide. Okay, it's the last change. Last change. Okay, is that better? Yes, that's better. Okay, so that is the end of today's tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more modeling character tutorials, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day.